Noah Guzman is an animal in the morning.
So my morning routine, wake up 4:30 in the morning, mostly every morning. First thing I do, get up, splash some cold water on my face, make sure I'm up, ready to attack the day.
I don't think I'm ever ready to attack the day at 4:30 a.m. If I am awake at that time, it's because my mind is racing. I'm thinking about everything I need to get done at work that day. Then I might get a light workout in. Noah's workout comes a bit later in the day, and it's way more intense. But at this time of the morning, Noah is attempting to enlighten his mind.
I sit down and read from my book. It's called Achieving Anything in 1 Year. And it has a daily message for me each and every day, and it gives me a task to do for that day. I highlight some things that stand out to me in that book. And then after that, I read this devotion that my grandmother gave to me about a year ago. Has two sides, faith and guidance. Whatever I'm feeling for that day, whatever I feel I need, whether it's faith, whether it's guidance, if I'm feeling lost, that's what I read. And after that little devotional, I say a quick prayer, just thanking God for the opportunity to wake up this morning and to give me an opportunity to do what I love.
That thing Noah loves is football, and he's pretty good at it. He's on scholarship to play for the University of Houston football team. But it's not like the master's degree student is rolling up to campus every day in a big fancy car or truck.
Take the bus over here each morning. That's just kind of like a peace, like a quiet before the storm, just like my little meditation period. Just sitting on that bus ride over here. And then as soon as I walk through those doors, that's when it starts. That's when it's time to work. That's when it's time to put it all on the line, to give it my all.
There's a good story behind why he's giving his all to the Houston Cougars and to this game of football.
I mean, the game was taken away from me when I wasn't ready for it to be taken away from. I wasn't at a point in my life where I was ready to walk away from football.
Welcome to BYU Radio's Big Stories, telling the amazing and inspiring tales from the Big 12 and beyond. I'm your host, Cleon Wall. Our episode, The Goose is All Good.
I just don't want to take anything for granted. I've just always been around football my whole life.
Noah's parents, Yvette and George Guzman, confirmed their son's passion for the pigskin.
Since he was a little boy, he always had a football in his hand.
We heard a thump one morning in his bedroom, and we had a crib, and he managed to learn how to jump out of the crib and started running around and playing football.
I would get out the crib at 5, 6 in the morning with my little football and be running around the house.
We're on a raised foundation here at the house, and you could hear footsteps quite a bit, and he must have run probably about 100 yards that morning before we got out of bed. So
that was every morning.
I just love the game so much.
It's not hard to figure out where his fondness for football stemmed from.
My dad, he played football, high school, community college, ended up playing at the Division I level. So I was always around him.
George actually didn't want him to play tackle football just because he knew the injuries and, so we kind of held off until he was a little bit older.
Yeah, I wanted my kids to play as many sports as they could. And I grew up as a soccer player and baseball player. And I love the game of soccer because of what it teaches you athletically, forward, backwards, sideways. It teaches you how to run and conditioning and endurance. And so I coached my kids in soccer and in baseball. We played flag football with his elementary school, and we had some great experiences there at the Y. And he ran all over the field and had a blast doing that. And when he woke up in the morning, his uniform was already laid out and set, and knew what he was going to wear.
Oh yeah,
he definitely had all his gear dialed in, and the face paint and everything.
Yeah.
He got into character and just couldn't wait. He woke up with passion, knowing he was playing that day. I think his 8th grade year, finally we let him play tackle football, and because he wanted to play quarterback in high school, and thought about it you can't just go into high school and play quarterback overnight.
Watching Noah play anything was nerve-wracking. We've had stitches in the head, in the legs, broken arms, broken feet. So anything Noah did, he went all out. It was never half speed, or it was 100+%, you know.
He's just got a passion for the game of football, and he's got a passion for his goals in life. Anything that he does, he gives it 100%.
Once Noah got to high school, he played both sides of the ball, but was no longer taking the snaps.
I was a receiver in high school.
He was an amazing receiver.
During his senior season, Noah had 783 yards and 7 touchdowns. He made some amazing one-handed grabs during his final year. His dream? Play Division I college football. But that dream was not going to be realized right out of high school.
Didn't get a whole lot of offers. I mean, it was small schools, Division IIIs, no Division I offers. But I felt like I was good enough to play at a Division I. So I decided to go to Cerritos College, community college, so junior college.
I worked at it, definitely worked at it, and even had to make some sacrifices along the way, one of them being giving up offense.
The coach gave me an option. He's like, do you want to play receiver? Do you want to play defensive back? I'm like, I tried this receiver thing. It just didn't work out for me. Like, let me try defensive back. I mean, might as well.
It was probably a better fit for him to switch to defense. Me being a former athlete, I've seen the level of competition that you need to play at, and he had it. He had it from the beginning. We just needed other coaches to see that.
But he knew what he wanted, and he was willing to do whatever it took to get there.
So my first season at Cerritos College ended up being an all-state, all-conference guy, and only had to play 1 year. Ended up getting offered by West Virginia University.
We were like so excited. Everything happened very quickly. He had like maybe a couple weeks to get his stuff together and head out to West Virginia for a visit. And so we went as a family.
He ended up committing there.
Both of us as parents, because we knew this was his dream and this is what he wanted. And then at an amazing institution like West Virginia, and West Virginia knew that they were getting a truly qualified player and went out there and proved himself from day one.
Earned some awards there, like the Iron Mountaineer, earned national accolades like Week 10, National Defensive Team by Scouting Insiders against Baylor. That was my first start. Finished the game with 12 tackles and a fumble recovery, so I felt like my career was really taking off over there at West Virginia. And then some coaching staffs changed and stuff happened, and I felt like I didn't see myself progressing as a person and as a football player over there.
He reached out to us and said, "Hey, this is something that I feel passionate about, and I need to make a move." And we supported him, because for him to, sacrifice a dream that he's had and what he had already earned, we know that this was a very important decision for him.
I ended up getting in the transfer portal, and it was rough because it was during COVID. So nobody had scholarship offers. The retention of the seniors was through the roof, so everybody was over, like their rooms were overfilled, like 120 guys, 130 guys on the team. So nobody had offers, and it was another dark moment for me. I was struggling, and it was hard.
There are a couple of schools that had reached out to him. Ole Miss, he had a preferred walk-on spot, and also NAU had offered him a full academic scholarship, Northern Arizona University. And he had to make a decision.
And that was my only full scholarship offer, and I was like, I need to take this full scholarship because I can't afford to walk on anywhere. We don't have the financial ability to walk on anywhere at school, so I'm going to take the full ride, and I get to continue to do what I love, which is play football, so no matter what level it is.
Northern Arizona is a Division I football program, but they are a step below West Virginia, Ole Miss, and the rest of the Football Bowl subdivision teams.
We kind of knew that he was above that level of football, but we of course, we're thrilled that he had that opportunity, and Of course, financially, that was every parent's dream.
Noah's stay in Flagstaff didn't last long.
And I was only there for 7 days because come to find out, there's a miscommunication about my credits transferring over. So I would have to start school pretty much all over again.
I'm like, Noah, you're not changing your major. You can't. He's like, I can't. I'm not, my degree is important to me. It matters. So he made the decision after a week to come home.
So decided to get in the portal again. And it was late. Like, nobody was taking anybody.
So how did Noah end up a Houston Cougar?
Some people that I was with and built a relationship at West Virginia were actually here at the University of Houston. So I ended up hitting them up, asking if they have any spots left. And I was so fortunate and grateful enough that they were able to get me here within a span of 2 days.
And even at that, it was a tough decision because, he didn't have an offer to the University of Houston to go. They said, we have a spot for you, but it's a walk-on spot. Is that something that you're willing to do? And he said, absolutely. I'll do whatever it takes.
It's either here or I may have to give up my football dream because there was nowhere for me to go. I was stuck at home.
He felt comfortable now, even though he was sacrificing, a full ride and, again, transferring. And because of NCAA rules, he would have to sit out.
Noah's a great kid.
Houston assistant strength coach Kevin McAdam.
It's rare that you come across a kid like a Noah. This as mature as he is and handles his business and treats himself like a professional. I don't think he's had a bad day since he's been here. He's had some ups and downs, no doubt. But as far as coming in and having a day where that was just a complete failure, he hasn't had one of those days.
As a walk-on, just trying to earn a spot, just trying to earn a scholarship, doing everything I could, busting my butt, working my tail off, and nothing happened after that first year. So I'm like, okay, let's do this again.
I came in 2022 spring, and he was already here.
This is Cougars wide receiver Joseph Manjack.
I just remember offense would have workouts and defense would have workouts at different times, and he was just always one of the first dudes in the building every day, and I'd just walk by him and be like, what's up? And I'd, ask questions here and there, like, so who's this guy? Who's this guy? Oh, that's Goose. I'm like, okay, Goose. And so as time went on, I was like, Goose. And then we just became boys ever since.
And I was finally eligible to play. Was a big special teams guy. Saw the field, every snap of special teams. Working my butt off, trying to get that scholarship. Same thing. And still didn't earn a scholarship. So I was like, man, like another dark place. Like, I don't know if I could do this again. I don't know if I can continue to keep paying for this and going through all this again. Coming into my third year here, which was last season, ended up earning a scholarship. I was thinking things were trending in the right direction. I was ready. Like, this is my time. Like, everything I've asked for and everything I prayed for, it was here. So just as things were starting to peak up, shot right back down.
Noah's next hurdle was waiting for him just around the corner.
I didn't know how to look forward and see what was next. I didn't know if I would be able to play again. I didn't know if I wanted to play again.
That's next on the Big Stories podcast from BYU Radio. Hey everyone, Cleon Wall here again. I'm inviting you to check out another BYU Radio podcast. It's called Deep Blue. It's where you get the true stories of BYU athletes and coaches from their own mouths. It's hosted by my colleague, Jason Shepard. Last season, they had great interviews on Deep Blue, including Cougar quarterback Gary Bohannon. He teared up quite a bit talking about his son and what it means for his boy to watch his dad play. Also, BYU swimmer Jordan Tiffany, who quit swimming due to mental health struggles. He talked about how he was able to get back in the pool again. More great conversations for season number 3. BYU running back Hinckley Rapati will talk about his tear-filled journey to BYU. Former BYU tight end Chad Lewis, he's going to reflect back on that special 1996 BYU football season. And BYU basketball players Richie Saunders and Fuseni Traore discuss their unique relationship. It started way before they got to BYU. Please subscribe and listen to Deep Blue with Jason Shepard wherever you get podcasts, or check it out on the BYU Radio app. Welcome back to BYU Radio Big Stories episode. The Goose is all good. University of Houston defensive back Noah Guzman believed he was due for a breakout senior season. Until this point, the California native's college football journey had been pretty crazy.
So my first season at Cerritos College ended up being an all-state, all-conference guy. So after one season, was offered by West Virginia University, ended up committing there. And I was at West Virginia for 2 years.
Then he decided to transfer right in the middle of the COVID-19 pandemic. Few teams had scholarships available. He eventually accepted a grant to play for Northern Arizona University. But there were some issues with Noah's college credits, so he decided to leave the Lumberjacks team and walk on to the Houston Cougars squad. After 2 seasons as a walk-on, the senior finally received a scholarship from UH.
I felt like I was doing everything right. Like, I was leaving it all on the table. I mean, because I was thinking, like, this is my last shot. Like, this could be my last time putting on cleats, strapping on a helmet, putting on shoulder pads. So I wanted to go into this knowing I gave it my all and didn't have any regrets about it. Had a great offseason, had a great spring ball, summer leading up to the season. I felt like I was prepared. I felt like I crossed my T's, dotted my I's. I was ready. Like, this season is mine. It's mine to take.
In the second game of the 2023 season, Noah's Houston Cougars traveled to crosstown rival Rice for a chance to win the Bayou Bucket. Houston was trailing the Owls 28-14 early in the fourth quarter. Goose, which some of his teammates called Noah, was on the field to try and stop the Owls on 3rd and 25. Rice QB JT Daniels threw a screen pass to Dean Connors. Noah sliced up the field and laid a hit on Connors near the Cougars sideline.
It was a routine tackle. Arm got caught on the player, kind of caught back, ended up tearing my pec right off the bone.
Game footage shows Noah popping back up after the tackle and then crouching back down in pain.
When it happened, I didn't think I was hurt. Like, I didn't think I was seriously hurt. I thought it was just a bruise maybe. So, I mean, after I got those results from the MRI saying that I was torn and I was out for the season, I mean, I was just distraught.
Cougar wide receiver Joseph Manjack was trying to track Goose down on the sideline after the injury.
And I was like, where's Goose at? I'm on the sideline. Where's Goose at? They're like, man, he's out. Or I went up to Goose and Goose told me he's out. And I was like, dang, like, you know, it was just unfortunate.
Like, it was tough because, like, he earned a position.
This is Houston linebacker Jamal Morris.
And have his senior season taken away from him like that, it was hard, you know, especially seeing a guy like him cry, you know what I'm saying?
I was just so traumatized by the experience, and I was more heartbroken just knowing I gave it my all, and, like, I felt like I didn't deserve it.
It was painful for us because we knew what it took for him to get there.
Noah's parents, George and Yvette Guzman.
We did fly out, and we were there for the surgery, and I think, you know, we just wanted to give him the support and let him know that we were there for him.
They had to reattach my pectoral muscle back to my humerus bone, so they grabbed the tendon, pull it to the bone, used 2 little fasteners, fasten it back to the bone, and then stitch me back up.
You know, everything runs through your mind. Like, look at what he's had to go through, and then now this, and how serious is it? Is he gonna be able to bounce back from it?
I was honestly just in a deep, dark hole at that point, and that injury just kind of put me in a place that I don't ever want to go back to, because, I mean, the game was taken away from me when I wasn't ready for it to be taken away from. Like, I wasn't at a point in my life where I was ready to walk away from football, and that's what I thought was going to happen. I didn't know how to look forward and see what was next. Just showing up to the practices and games was hard for me because it was like, why me? Why am I in this position, and why am I not out there with them practicing, playing in the game? So it was hard the whole season, but I kind of had an enlightenment, I guess you could call it.
He found out he could come back for 1 more year. All Noah had to do was medically redshirt.
I decided to take my medical redshirt to come back again. So when that enlightenment hit me, I was like, okay, like, this is another opportunity for me to show what I could really do and to prove others wrong. So it was kind of like a second chance. Like, God was telling me, you get a second chance at this. Like, it's not your time now. Your time is next year. Like, make sure you do everything right. That was God talking to me for sure. Because I feel like whenever I am in my deepest, darkest places, like that's where I instantly turned to God. And that's when I really picked up the Bible, started reading it, started kind of taking more interest in it, trying to build a relationship with Jesus, trying to build a relationship with God, and just trying to turn to a life of Christ. And I could say a big motivation for that is Coach Kev.
Coach Kev is Houston football assistant strength coach Kevin McAdam.
I have functioned the last 5 years here as the team chaplain.
He is the one who I got my Bible from, and I talked to him about this, of how I was in a rough spot in my life. He taught me how to read the Bible, because this was my first time ever opening the Bible up and really reading it and sitting down and trying to apply it to my life. And he really sat down with me and kind of helped me show me where to start, because I was lost. I didn't know where to start. Like, I didn't know, or like, do I start from the beginning? Do I start from New Testament, Old Testament? Like, where do I start? So he kind of really just guided me on how to go about it and how to go about building my faith and just strengthening my relationship with Christ.
I know that God's given me a platform. You know, He's blessed me in my past career, just all the way up until this point, and it's given me this opportunity. So, you know, I just try and live it out on a daily basis. You know, sometimes the only Bible someone ever reads is the life that you live. You know, so, you know, hopefully it gives me opportunity. And when a kid asks, I share with them. You know, and always an open book of both successes and failures that I've had, and how God's led me through those things.
Turning and talking to God has just really, like, brought me up, has really, like, showed me that enlightenment, showing things are gonna be okay. And now, I used to only turn to God when things would be bad, but I'm turning to Him when it's good, bad, ugly, no matter. I'm turning to Him every day, and that's just where I feel like I'm becoming a better person each and every day because of Him.
So just like his scriptures he posted, you know, I start posting my scriptures as well.
This is Houston quarterback Donovan Smith.
Just little posts every day just inspires me to do it, and then me doing that inspires other people to read the Bible and ask me, like, hey, man, where's the next scripture? And then, like, talk to Goose, like, hey, what book is that? And stuff like that. So it definitely inspires people and the right way to go, for sure. Like, one time, Goose helped me out just, like, on something little. And I was like, hey, I need to hang my TV and stuff like that. He's like, hey, I got these washers or, like, little things you put in the wall to hang up your TV. He's like, I'll come drop them off. I'm like, okay, cool. And, like, I completely forgot, like, he didn't have a car. So I'm like, that's one thing just to goes to show about him. He literally got on the bus, rode to my house, probably like 8 or 10 minutes on the bus, dropped off the things and just went back home. And I'm over here like, I didn't even think about that. You know, I could have just drove Goose. Like, you didn't have to do that. He's like, nah, you're good and stuff like that.
There's an initial shock when they get injured. And then there's when they come out of that, there's this excitement that I'm gonna dive into this training, I'm gonna get better. And that process is long.
Noah's a guy that even when during the season, his recovery process, he was always smiling.
Jamal Morris, linebacker for the Houston Cougars.
I've seen him do planks with 4 plates on his back just to strengthen up all this. So, you know, him being the guy that he is, his road to recovery been speedy. He was always that guy in my ear, like, Ma, you good, bro. Just keep going. I would tell him all the time, like, Goose, I'm following your lead, man. I've always seen him rise to the occasion every time.
I think Noah's in a great spot now. I think he's strong and he's confident, and, you know, his leadership is unmatched.
Last year, I wouldn't say I was selfish, I guess you could say, but I wasn't bringing people with me. I want to be one of those people to be known as one of the best leaders and just have that respect, and to also bring people with me and allow others to be great.
Goose, you'll never see take a rep off at all. So that's one of those things you're like, okay, you know what? He's gonna give his all. So he's kind of one of those guys like, you know what? I wanna play with him. I wanna play for him. And, like, I wanna be the best I can for him. So you kind of see that stuff, and it kind of lets you forget about how tired you are, how you don't feel like, oh, I don't feel like doing this. You kind of just, you know what? Let me go to work. You know, Goose is putting all this work in, and let's make it not for nothing.
He wants to be a strength coach. I've been recruiting him since I figured that out day one. I mean, he's something that if I had the opportunity to hire Noah, it wouldn't even be a question. There would be no interview process. He's already done that.
According to Yvette and George Guzman, Noah's obstacles made him the man he is today.
He's learned from it, and he's never, had a bad feeling in his body. It's just this, I'm gonna learn from it, and I'm gonna do what I need to do to keep moving forward.
I'll never forget, I think he was maybe like 7 years old at the time, and we had a soccer game, and we're eating breakfast. It was in the morning, and I just asked him, I said, Noah, why do you play soccer? And he said, I play for my team, Dad. I play for my team. And I said, you know what? That's a great answer. You keep doing that and you're going to go far, And I think that I know he still has that same mentality, that same approach. And his team isn't just the team there on the field. His team is family. His team is his, people that are around him, his passion for everything that he does. That's his team, and he brings it with him every day, including his faith.
Gosh, I'm so proud of Noah. I'm just really so proud of him. This has been such a journey. There's been twists and turns, but he always managed to get back on the right path. And I am so proud that he set goals for himself, and he, worked really hard, a lot of sweat, tears, his perseverance, his determination, his hard work. It has not gone unnoticed.
I don't want to lay my head on that pillow at the end of the night and know I could have done something different or could have spent my time better. I want to make sure I use every second of the day to be productive and to do something that will help me in my future, and also to kind of be a role model to others as well. To show other people like you can do it as long as you put your mind to it. Like you can accomplish anything in life. Like it's right there at your fingertips. If you just commit to it, create a plan, and you stick to the plan, you could honestly accomplish anything. I mean, the mind is a crazy muscle. If you train it right and if you program it right, you could literally do anything you want.
Goose truly is all good.
This is all I ever dreamed of, and my younger self would look at me now and honestly probably wouldn't expect me to be here. But I'm really living that little boy's dream. I'm living the dream. This is what I dreamed of each and every morning when I'd wake up in that house early in the morning, running around with my football, waking my parents up, waking my family up. I mean, this is all I ever wanted. And this is truly a dream come true. And I'm blessed and I'm honored, and I think that little boy would be proud.
The Goose is All Good was produced and written by Whitney Sheffield and Cleon Wall. Music and post-production by Finn Morrison. Make sure you watch BYUtv's Big Stories by logging on to BYUSN.com. Big Stories is a production of BYU Radio.